All right. This is for Scorpio. Three of Swords. So probably already know what this means. But your armor has failed, leaving you exposed to the blades of heartbreak, rejection, disappointment. Pain hurts, and the Three of Swords is here to encourage you to express it. Cry, scream, sink to your knees and shout, "No!" in slow motion, whatever it takes to fully purge the sadness. Once it is out of your system, you can re-enter the world stronger for the experience. And you got the Four of Swords. No one walks away from a fight unscathed, but the Four of Swords finds you having lost more than a simple argument. There are likely feelings of remorse over what happened, or a sense of regret over what was said. You may have even noticed your friends have lost respect for you, having you to ask yourself, was it worth it? This is an opportunity to set things right. Why not begin with an apology? Okay. And then you have the Four of Wands reversed. You might be having a party of one, as the released Four of Wands can mean feeling of isolation or tension with your loved ones. While things are going well for you, you may find yourself getting pulled into other people's problems. Be patient. This uncertainty will pass, leaving room for the camaraderie you crave. Okay. And then you've got the Emperor. Let's see Aquaman on there. If the tides have swept them into your path, it's because you are being called to assume a position of leadership. Like Aquaman, you can rise to the challenge and use your wisdom to help others and act as a trusted advisor. Every position of power, however, includes the risk of corruption, so be sure that you aren't asserting yourself too much. So, and lastly, because I do 5 cards. Where is it? And you have lastly, you have the Nine of Pentacles. You've been striving mightily for financial well-being, and it's the Nine of Pentacles is here to tell you to savor what you have. You deserve your success. It's time to enjoy it. Stop worrying about your money for a bit. Indulge in a luxury or two, and take some time to relax. You're not at the end of the road yet, but you're close enough to take a day off. So, with the Three of Swords, I feel like this is a long-standing heartbreak, not just something you could really sweep under the rug. I feel like this is something that will stay with you probably for a very long time. Maybe always. Probably always. But that heartbreak may be causing some disagreements. But just because you have to work through some stuff, I'm not one to tell you how to feel, especially since you know your feelings better than I do. That's for sure. But you may be a party of one right now. You may have others, but at the end of the day, it's you, right? You're a vessel. You're having an experience that is your own, but you may need to take the time to, find a way to work things out. But at that same time, throughout the heartbreak and the disagreements, I feel like you're in a place where you need to, well, you should assume leadership, especially if you have it within you, and I know you do. So, with the Nine of Pentacles, if well, you got the means to take a day off and kind of relax. So maybe you have this, power to assume a leadership role, but you're still holding on to this heartbreak. And I don't assume that you would let it go, especially because sometimes that pain is what means the most, because you could feel it and it's yours. And sometimes that's what seems real, is the pain, because like I said, you're in your body, you're having the human experience. And hold on to the pain if you need to, It's like I said, it may be meaningful for you, but that pain could be causing some tension within your family, because not everybody feels the pain that you do, or at least in the same way that you do. That's apparent. That's most definitely. But if you got to take the time, like the Four of Wands reversed, to spend some time in your laboratory, not your laboratory, like just a place secluded, maybe a little cottage for yourself, or for you to go into and take the time to ponder your leadership, because you're Scorpio, and you're probably one of the most powerful signs that there ever will be, ever to encompass the earth. And the Nine of Pentacles is take the time to find that solitude, and maybe hold on to the heartbreak, because it's yours, but you still are powerful. You still are a leader. You still are very much powerful. You are, whether it's your intuitive abilities, or whether it's the way you carry yourself. You have that within you to, and with outside of yourself, all that stuff. You're great. Just don't assume that others don't know your pain. Your pain is unique, and it's yours. But there if you choose to let them in, you would still be the leader. You would still be the leader. Maybe you like seclusion and being in your own space. Maybe you need to take the time to go within your own area or a space for you. But there are people that understand, though, on this earth, maybe not in your immediate outreach, but walking this earth, there are some important people that I mean, if you're gonna be a leader in some fashion, then what's the point of being a leader if you're not gonna talk to those important people? So, and show that you can be a leader, whether that's in spirit or in thought. But remember, you're a human in all the ways that you think and know that you are. But I feel like there are some important people that you may be neglecting. Put simply, that's what it is. But maybe not on purpose. Maybe you're dealing with things that mean a lot to you, like heartbreak and stuff. Maybe that stuff means so much to you that you can't be with those that you need to be around. But I feel like people love you and they want to be there for you, even though some of your friends might not respect you in the way that you want them to. You're still the leader. You're still you. And like I said, this pain is yours, and take it with you as long as you need to, because no one else knows. Scorpio is very very much so I know a Scorpio for me that guides me. I'm a Pisces, and I know a Scorpio that really is amazing. I mean, not to toot their horn, and not to, well, yeah, might as well, but not to like even kiss their ass. But they are amazing. But let them know how amazing you are. Because not everybody can reach those emotional depths like you can, those psychic depths that you can. They can try, but they're not Scorpio. But there are people that care, and it's whether or not you choose to let them in. And that may be the thing that you are wrestling with the most, is should you let them enter your space, your spiritual space. And it's not always easy to do that, but I think once you do, you're gonna form memories that will stay with you and maybe coincide with the heartbreak in a way that can be tangible, love and appreciation. So, but I think when it comes to breaking the mold or being vulnerable enough to let somebody important in, it can be uncomfortable. But what's after uncomfortability, if purged correctly? A fond bond forming appreciation. especially like if it's family. Not all family is not all family is you know, I don't know, when you think about lineage, just know that there are important people in your family that you probably got to talk to, especially if they mean a lot to you or you mean a lot to them. You know, connection. Yeah. Like for me, with the Scorpio in my life, I gain insight from them, but they're at a distance. Yeah. Um, but they mean a lot. And I feel like I mean a lot. So, you know, if there's a way to make a connection, do it. Because, like, if you're this leader, you gotta lead. Because you got it. You got it. Okay. Yeah. Um, those depths that you're able to go to are unfoundly, but they're places only you can reach. Only you can reach it. That's the kind of ability that you have. So if you have that ability, you gotta lead, but you probably already know that. But I guess you might want to keep your circle small, but there are elite individuals that might mean a lot to you. Maybe. But if you're choosing to be here in your body, then know that you're not alone. I don't know what that. Because you got eternal love within you. I know I'm dragging on here, but you know, you got those emotional depths, intuitive psychic depths. Um, but there are those that want to join in the fun too. You know, so you can be secluded, but there are those that can enlighten you if you let them, and but you gotta like break down those mental blocks, the spiritual blocks that are keeping you from overcoming your fear, because you probably have pain and heartbreak that is long lasting, and you might not want them to even touch that. But like I said, love is eternal, and there are those in your heart that you probably have to reconnect with. So if you want to do that, then maybe let them in. But at the same time, I give you the respect and space to live within your means. But uh, back to like familial ties. If you have family that is trying to form something with you, especially when it pre-exists at some level, you might want to give them a chance. It's always something to consider, but especially if they've done the work and they're mature enough to reach you in a way that makes sense to the highest realm that there is, which is attunement to the realm itself, you know. And while you have that attunement, you could try to reach them by directing your life force while you got it. But simply, not to throw that much energy, but if you can sit within yourself like a Scorpio can, and reach those, or just live in that boundless force that you have, maybe like you'll have the air and earth shaking with your energy, because it is strong. But I know fate can be an illusion, but like I said, you are the leader. You are. I know not everybody likes Aquaman, but at least in this deck of tarot cards, it says that he assumes a leadership role position, whatever that may be. Not to be cocky, but maybe you have what it is to back that up, whether that's a confidence, a force, or a humbleness. Either way, these emotional depths are not just emotional. They're way in there. So, like I said, life force, you got it. But it's up to you whether or not you let somebody into your space or not, because your space is powerful. But just consider it. Take the time. Go within your mystic space, your transient, limitless space.